Hi everyone, so today we are going to be talking about a very brutal case. It does have themes of rape, murder, and torture, and it's also very gruesome. Um, so if that's something that you're not really into, you're just gonna have to click out of this video because we're basically talking about it from the get-go, because there's really no investigation work. There's not investigation work done on this. So it's going to be a very short video as well, but it's incredibly sad, and it's so sad that the family wants justice so bad, and they're just not getting it. But today's case, we're talking about Saswati Jana. I apologize if I'm saying her name wrong. This is a case from outside of the US. I think it's one of the first ones I'm doing. Usually it's the United States and Canada. I think this is the first one outside of those two that I'm doing. So please excuse me if I am doing anything or saying anything wrong. There will be links down below. There's also a petition you can sign, so definitely consider signing it once the video is over. So, Saswati was loved by so many people. She was only 20 years old and a second year honors student of Deborah College, where she was studying food and nutrition. She was always so sweet and bright and always stood up for others, kind and caring. She had an abundance of love to give and brought joy to everyone. On May 3rd, 2021, the unspeakable would happen to her. She would lose her life at the hands of three despicable, disgusting people in her own home in Jamna, Midnapore, West Bengal. She would be brutally raped, tortured, and murdered, and her body was seen by two men and their accomplice, a woman. So the attackers, we know who they are. It's well known who they are. And the men who committed the crime were construction workers, and they are actually identified as Vikash Murmu, Chotu Munda, and Tapati Patra. And this crime was actually carried out in an abandoned part of the house that had been vacant for years. The three of them had scratches where Saswati tried to fight back, which is incredibly heartbreaking. When I read that, my heart just dropped to my stomach because she was trying so hard. She was trying. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to pause this. Okay, I'm back. She was trying so hard to be alive and not have this happen. And they were just absolutely depraved. So the post-mortem report confirmed not only the rape that was followed by manual strangulation, but also it made clear the damage they did to her. They broke several of her bones, including her nose and neck, damaged organs, and severely mutilated and cut up parts of her body. The nature of the crime suggested this wasn't their first time, and it definitely wasn't. When I heard that, I was just sick to my stomach. I've read a lot of horrific crimes, but this one is just like one of the worst. I don't know how depraved you can just be to do this to someone. So the crime would actually take place within an hour. The damage and evidence supports the claim that this was a fully calculated plan. But like I said earlier, justice is not being served. This has had little media coverage, and what coverage it has had has been local. And it has also been twisted from the truth. Sources would also twist the news, giving it a false political spin, and the family has said that they don't have political ties. Due to the false spin and lack of coverage, some people are actually completely denying this crime. They are denying that she was raped and murdered, which I don't know how you can just deny, but they're doing it. So the family says that they are still in shock and devastated, and that their village has never experienced anything like this, and that this is just not common there. There has been a shocking wave of violence that spread through West Bengal after Mamata Banerjee's victory. Um, Bengal's politics over decades shows that politics here, it's kind of goes hand in hand with brutal violence. The state's first woman chief minister has actually taken the violence notches up. Many people on Twitter have condemned the crime against Saswati, even tagging the state's police and demanding an answer. The police have not responded to tweets or allegations made, but the sad thing is that this isn't new. Targeting women there is not new. It's used a lot. Tapas Paul, TMC politician, once threatened TMC's then opponent, the communists, by warning them that he will make men break into their houses, insinuating molestation and rape of women and those families, which is absolutely disgusting that the politicians can just do that. It's disgusting that you can just threaten a rape on someone. Like, you have to be an incredibly depraved human being, and I am so fearful of the women that live there. Like, I cannot imagine how scared you have to be at all fucking times. Just know that everything around you is that fucking violent. So to close this out, here's how you can help. You can share the family's website, which is where I got most of this information from, because there's so little coverage of this, I had to rely on the family's website, and this is linked down below. You can share their website or use the hashtag Justice for Saswati on whatever platform you can. And the hope here is that with proper media coverage, the murderers will receive proper punishment. There's also a petition you can sign, like I mentioned, which is also going to be linked down below. So you might be thinking, why is it important to share her story? Well, her family may gain access to resources like legal aid, support from NGOs, and counseling. And the case actually will have a possibility of being fast-tracked through the court system. I saw on their website that cases that are just absolutely heinous, including rape, they will sometimes get fast-tracked through the court system, and the hope is that with the right coverage, that is what will happen with Saswati, and then the people that did this to her will be brought to justice. And it's just absolutely disgusting that they want coverage, media coverage for her, and we talk about other cases where they get so little of it, but here they get so little of it, and then it's twisted. It's twisted to fit whatever weird political narrative is going on in West Bengal. And the family doesn't even have political ties. They just want their daughter's punishers or attackers to be brought to justice. And it's absolutely despicable that they can't have just good old justice. And I truly hope that we can, not just us, but everybody on the internet can just bring so much hell down onto what's going on and onto these attackers that something is done. Because I can't imagine living day after day and just knowing that there are people out there denying that this happened to your child. I would lose my mind. So I truly hope that they get the justice they deserve. Please, please share the family's website, share the petition, the hashtag Justice for Saswati. Let's bring a lot of attention to this, and we need to talk about her story and keep her alive, so that hopefully one day we can bring her justice as well. That is all I have for you guys on Saswati. Like I said, please take the time to check out her story. Thank you for listening to her story from me, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.